I tried the most hardcore Sandbox MMORPG. It turned out to be quite an adventure and surprised me. This MMO is perhaps the most social one I've ever played and provided a sense of immersion seldom experienced. As a new player, I had quite an epic journey and want to share my adventure with you. This game is truly underrated and deserves more players. Many haven't checked in on it in a while, and a lot has changed. This will be a long one, and this story will only get better as we continue, but I cannot wait to share my journey with you. But before we get into everything, here's a sneak peek of the adventure to come. Hello gamers, it's Nyce, and I hope everyone thirsting for an epic MMO adventure is having a nice day. Today we are checking out Mortal Online 2, a hardcore social sandbox MMO released back in 2022, now running on Unreal Engine 5. This is one I've wanted to try for quite some time, and I don't regret doing so as I've had the most immersive adventure with this game that I cannot wait to share with you. So I want to give my honest first impressions and a new player review. There's a lot of good, but also a lot needing improvement. And I'll start by giving you a very quick overview before we get into said adventure. And honestly, this was a really good time because of the numerous amount of social interactions that I had that you just don't often see in modern MMOs. So let's start with that basic overview. Unlike most MMOs that I and perhaps you have tried in the past, this MMO features a locked first-person point of view, and the visuals, graphics, and overall art style is where this game truly shines, as it's honestly among the best-looking MMO environments that I've seen. Insane draw distances across this massive world, lovely and realistic lighting that shines even more in the caves and dungeons that make you want to use a torch just to see in front of you, decent character creator, which we'll show here shortly. Combat could probably use some improvement, but we'll discuss that later. But there is multiple layers to the combat that we'll kind of get into. And I have yet to see 20% of the entire map, but the world already feels massive and has such great design. And this world is actually getting a lot larger with the upcoming expansion that we'll be discussing later in the video as well. It's, like I said, very hardcore. So if you die, you essentially lose everything. And it kind of puts an emphasis on getting into the crafting and the economy, as well as working with other players. And speaking about other players, this is, like I said, the most social MMO by far. And this game has a feature that isn't exactly new, but should probably be base kit in every game coming out, in my opinion. And that's proximity voice chat, or VoIP. Just in my opinion here, but this is always going to be better for social interactions and role playing and everything like that, compared to just typing in a text box. As an example, people love Arc Raiders for its gameplay, and I love watching Arc Raiders clips, but think about how many of those clips probably wouldn't have went viral or been funny or interesting without the use of voice comms and the social interactions from those, right? And speaking of that community, once again, the game's population at the time of this video is quite low, averaging around 600 to 800 peak concurrency on Steam a day, but it is also available on Epic Games Launcher as well. And hey, maybe after watching this video, you'll want to give it a try to make that number higher. This will be a long one, but I'll try to have timestamps below. and this one took a very long time to put together. So if you're interested in seeing more content like this, please make sure you're subscribed and leave a like on the video, as it helps others to find it as well. And with so many MMOs shutting down lately, I think it's the perfect time to begin our adventure. So let's jump into the character creator and begin our journey. The character creator was pretty decent, a couple of different races and suggested builds with a helpful chart showing what those classes would be good at. A critique I have is how unforgiving this character creator is, and that so much matters here. If you're only focused on looks and aesthetics, then you'll just be shit out of luck with a very inefficient or even brick character. I know not everyone wants to min-max the fun out of things, but even something as simple as picking the wrong age by like a year or trying to do a custom class can lock you out of certain capabilities or make you a lot less efficient than your peers who knew to look up a guide on YouTube or something. This was something that I was already aware of and decided to just go with a human, versatile kind of build. And the game even has suggested builds, and it at least does a good job displaying which build is not beginner friendly. However, with such a lack of knowledge to the player here, I think it'd be very nice to allow the player to switch while still on Haven, which is the tutorial island, or allow them to test things temporarily at a quote higher level before leaving the island, like give you the option to test and look into different races before you go to the mainland. And Haven is pretty good. It's a decent tutorial. Think of this as a more forgiving land meant to be your tutorial before you venture into the unforgiving continent of the mainland known as Nave. I'd eventually do a couple of tasks, learning the basics of crafting, hunting, butchering, combat, and taming my mount and more. I also learned that I could even get food poisoning, which is pretty fun. Also, I learned about gravity. Just talk to the community, be like, okay, what's the most common settings that we see? What do you guys think should be on by default, you know? Yeah, Star Vault just send you a check in the mail. You've taught so many people, that's for sure. MO2 is brutal, yeah. All right, thank you so much for all the help again, Deep Cheek. Zaptorius, thank you for the follow. Oh, no, my horse again! If you didn't follow me in that exact moment, oh no! I looked over to check chat. If your name was easier to read, I wouldn't have died. Nailed it. And it's gone. I would get a new horse and continue my journey, and as I mentioned, one of my favorite things I like about Mortal Online 2 is how social the MMO is. Being able to explore or communicate in real time via voice chat and RP just goes far. Here's me still in Haven asking for assistance from a nearby player with a zombie boss nearby. Adventurer, would you like to slay the zombie boss with me?
Of course.
Take thy noble steed, park it there, and let's adventure and slay this dread beast. Good job, adventurers. Thank you for your help. I would then venture to this cave that you see here, and something that I learned here is that the mounts, like your horse, are automatically slowed down. So if you're in a dungeon or dungeon area / POI, it's better to just kind of leave them parked outside because you don't really get any mount speed bonus for them. So I would leave my horse behind, go in, kill my rats that I had the quest for, and then I exited the cave. And honestly, this is that moment where it really sunk in how beautiful this game was, like how visually stunning it was. And I think I rode all the way back to town with the UI hidden just because the game just simply looked that good. Now, the game wasn't on Unreal Engine 5 when it first released, but I think a lot of people don't realize that they did upgrade to UE5, and honestly, it's among, if not the best Unreal Engine 5 looking MMO that we have currently. Now, as I mentioned, this game is a full loot hardcore PvP MMO. Like, you are in danger the second you leave town where there's no guards, right? Something that's kind of weird to me is that I don't feel like the game does a good job at letting you know this. Like, obviously, I don't think too many people are buying Mortal Online 2, not knowing what they're getting themselves into. But I think the game should do a better job at telling you, like, okay, when you die, you lose all this stuff, or here's what you don't lose, here's what you do lose. And the most I really saw was this little thing here in the bottom right corner of the screen. Like everything else with the tutorial on Haven, you know, the tutorial island was like kind of big and center screen, and they kind of like tucked this off in the bottom right corner. I feel like this needs a little bit more you know, like a little bit more, I guess, attention to the player, if that makes sense. But anyways, we'd now be done with the tutorial part of Haven, and we could actually leave when we wanted. Now, everyone in chat and everyone I've ever spoken to has recommended that you stay in Haven as long as you can to where you're really comfortable with the combat and the crafting, but I kind of really was excited to see the rest of the world, so I did a little bit of this little mini dungeon here that was filled with bandits, and after I dipped my toes in there, I just left towards the mainland, and man, did it look very nice. As soon as I touched down on the mainland, I was greeted by content creator for Mortal Online 2, Deep Cheek Dweller, and huge shout out to him. You'll see a lot of him in this video. Make sure you go check out his content, really good stuff, very helpful, especially for new players. He was able to give me a care package, and I didn't want too many handouts because I wanted a very authentic new player experience, so I didn't want people handing me stuff out just because I was streaming. I wanted to kind of go a little bit undercover, if that makes sense. So yeah, the next day I started on my journey alone, and I decided not to stream because I want that authentic experience, and well, that experience went very interesting. As I mentioned, Mortal Online 2 is very hardcore. I'm going to say it 50 times this video, it's going to be the whole thing. But a funny way that I did not predict this game to be hardcore is, well, the map. I had not realized how much modern MMOs have handheld me. I'm used to pressing M for map, and then it tells me, hey, you're here, where you want to go is here, or they drop a waypoint. There is nothing but essentially a compass, not too many waypoints. Like, I needed to find the bank, and there was no way for me to navigate around this town knowing that. I had no choice but to find a player to direct me to the bank. You really had to learn where you're at, use a sense of direction, use your cardinal directions, you know? Like, you really had to learn, like, oh yeah, the stable's on this side of town. Oh, it's in the back of town. Oh, it's in the northwest. And had a kind of funny interaction, and it's going to be a theme throughout this video. I can never remember where the bank is, and well, I went looking for a player to tell me where the bank was, and I had this kind of embarrassing moment. You, Sir Odref, can you direct me to the bank?
The bank you're standing in front of?
Oh, this is the bank? Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Let's pretend this conversation never happened.
Yep, I agree.
And well, after finding the bank that I was standing in, I would then set out on a couple of missions just to make some gold and just get some glory and experience. I did some simple stuff like kill zombies that I did back in Haven as well. And then I chose a quest I probably wasn't ready for, and it went like this, and by the time I realized I needed to escape, it was actually too late. Holy shit. Holy. And so there you have it, my first death in the mainland, and I dropped all the gear and all the weapons that I had. I would have to be in this spirit form or whatever it's called, and I should have just went back to the town that I came from, but I took this as an opportunity to easily get elsewhere in the map, which was a huge mistake because, well, I became stuck down here and I spawned in with no armor, far from my bank where I had my gold to get more armor. And it was just a bad situation. I ended up not even figuring out how to get back to the direction I came from because of the mountain ridges. And it was just a very bad time. And obviously, not to mention, my mount died in that whole that whole ordeal. And well, I had to go tame a new mount. And the only thing nearby was this pig. It wasn't exactly the fastest of mounts, but hey, it was better than just sprinting around and draining my stamina, right? I'll be honest, I was stuck here about maybe an hour and a half with no way of getting up the mountain, at least not a way I can find. And then I eventually found the way back up the mountain to start heading towards my hometown. And I'm not going to spoil what happened, but just keep in mind that I am completely naked because, you know, I spawned with literally nothing. I have, and it's visual, right? My character has no clothes on it. You can see it. I have no weapon or anything. It's just a naked guy on a pig. And, well, here you go. So yeah, I got my first true introduction into Mortal Online 2, and I was PK'd for the very first time. This was a very meaningless PK, and from what I'm told, they're a little bit more seldom. Like, I am marked as a fledgling, aka I'm marked as a noob, and the guy clearly saw I'm just a naked man on a pig, right? Basically you guys' average Saturday night. But anyways, he still decided to kill me, just a straight one-shot decapitation off of my mount. And honestly, he probably did me a favor. I was able to use the ghost form to get back to town, probably a lot faster than I would have on the pig, right? And so I was able to come here, resurrect at the priest, and then I was actually given the option to report him for murder, which is pretty cool. I'm not exactly 100% sure on the intricacies of what this does. I think it marks the player to the guard, so he can't really come into town. And I think if you get enough of that bad rep, then you're like permanently marked red or something like that from what I was told, but I'm not exactly sure. You guys let me know in the comments, but I felt like a good little snitch there. And so I went and told on him, and yeah, I was now back at square one. I had no items or anything, but I did have some gold in the bank, which I was hoping I could use to get me back on my feet. And I was obviously a new player, and the community had been very helpful, so I decided to just kind of search around and see if someone was willing to help me. And honestly, a lot of people are. Where's the bank at here? I'm new and I just got killed and do not know where the bank is. And I put
Jump on the back of my horse.
Oh, I can. Oh, I can do that? I did not know that. All right. Oh, that's cool. Hey, thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it.
No problem, buddy.
After I got a ride from this very courteous person, I decided to use my gold and hope to find a crafter that can kind of get me back on my feet, you know, get me some armor, get me a new spear so I can go back out adventuring. And I had a new goal. I wanted to head out to the Necromancer Dungeon that I was told about, and I would need some weapons and armor to do so. Halt there, sir. Sir Dong. Sir Dong, I summon thee. Dong, come back. Greetings, Sir Dong. I ask of thee a favor. I require just one weapon. Any weapon will do. And I will pay 3 gold. I am a new player who got butchered, as you can see, and could really use some help.
we're gonna go over to the. This is like the slums for this area, but this is where everybody goes to because everything is like super close together. Like this is the rich side of town, right? Super. It's a lot going on here. People get lost all the time. I'm gonna show you the nice and easy version of this.
Yeah, I'm still trying to find my way around here. I keep not being able to find the bank when I need it.
Yeah, you can get lost out here. And let's see here. Go this way. And like, are you new? Like, is this your first time playing?
Brand new, yeah. Like this is my second session.
Okay. Sorry, hold on. So I had to read Discord for a second so I can hear you. What'd you say?
I said, yeah, brand new. This is only my second session. Probably got about 6 hours in.
Oh, okay. Alright, yeah, welcome to the game. This is a really fun game. What other MMOs have you played before?
Elder Scrolls Online, New World, Guild Wars 2, Ashes of Creation. Just a couple. Albion Online. Okay. I would continue chatting and talking about MMOs and everything like that, and come to find out, this guy had only been playing the game for 7 days. He actually had an alt with his crafting pretty much max, and he switched to his alt to help me and get me some armor, which is really cool. Really shows you that there's a lot of MMO players out there really looking for a new MMO home. I would then put the armor on and then just go kind of hang out around town before I headed out towards the Necromancer Dungeon. At this time, I still had my pig, who I named after one of my closest friends because they reminded me of each other. And while I was sitting there, a guy, I guess, noticed that I was using a pig as a mount and had a very funny interaction.
Nice.
What's up?
Nice. Nice. You actually knew, homie?
Yeah.
Nice. Come over to the stable. I'll give you a couple horses. Upgrade your arsenal here.
Yeah, you have this cool dog, and I'm riding this guy.
Yeah. Come on over to the stable. I'll touch a couple horses. Are you looking to join any guilds or do anything along those lines, or have anything in mind, or?
No, I'm just gonna take it easy here at first, and then maybe join one, but kind of just go hang out with multiple guilds or groups or whatever, and
yeah,
try to see the game.
Mornker's a little bit tough. A lot of the end game gear people are more north, so just be careful up that way. They usually attack on sight. They don't care about fledgling status.
Oh yeah, I came across that, which is why I ended up with a pig as a mount.
Yep. One of the easier places to find horses, there's one directly south, out like the scaffolding, and then there's actually a pretty safe one if you go out northwest. Once you get out to the open, go along the rock wall. You'll find another spawn out that way.
What guild are you with?
Sardukan Order. So I'm actually in the Jungle Alliance. So we get to play all in the jungle, and then we also have a bunch of shit that goes on up here. We have 2 bases, the Sardukan Order does. One is south of Mornker, and then we have one in the jungle. So we're based out of Bhakti and here. If you ever want to join a guild or anything, run with us. Let me know. I'll shoot you a friend request.
Deal. Huge shout out to this guy of the Sardukan Order. Very, very kind. And honestly, I know it seems like I'm getting a lot of handouts, but this community is super helpful. I mean, you saw I was just literally just sitting there with a pig, and some guy said, "Oh, hey, new player, I'll come help you out. Let's get you a couple of new mounts." And honestly, things like that really made me, I guess, fall for this game. Like, it's very, very social, very, very kind community. I'm not saying there's not assholes out there or whatever, like with any MMO community, right? But man, what a very welcoming community. And honestly, no one recognized me. Like, no one recognized me. It's not like, oh, that's the YouTuber, let's just give him everything. Like, it was pretty cool and very nice to be a part of, honestly. I would then begin my journey once again towards the Necromancy Dungeon, and well, I immediately got lost as soon as I stepped out, and the map is so useless and it doesn't tell you where you are on the map. However, it does have one pretty neat function. While it doesn't tell you where you're at on the map or, give you exact directions, if you see a player house or castle out in the world, you can use these as landmarks because the player name will be on the map. So if I see a house in front of me, I just need to find that house on the map, and that will give me a relative direction, a landmark on where I am. And then I'll know to go northwest or southeast or whatever from there. And basically, I use this system to navigate all the way to the Necromancy Dungeon. This was a very lovely and scenic route, and honestly, I saw so many player houses, player keeps slash castles, or whatever you want to call them, and this is another one of those games with no fast travel where your time actually means something. Like a lot of people like to say, oh, the game's not respecting my time, but it really makes that distance between locations matter. It makes this, materials that you retrieve on the way matter, and that risk versus reward that, you can honestly just be ganked at any time out in this world. And it was just really risky. It was a thrill. Every time you step out, it can be adventures. And that's something I really want to stress, is that no matter, you could just be going on the way to get a certain kind of rock, and then maybe you run into a fight, or maybe you see a world boss, or whatever the case may be. And that's just something that you don't get from most games. This was quite a very long journey, and honestly, it made me really appreciate the exploration in the game. And don't get me wrong, the only reason I knew about this Necromancy Dungeon was because someone sent me a link of where it was, like on an interactive map. But honestly, just finding my way there was still difficult, having to use like I said, player landmarks, and kind of just knowing to follow the river and where to kind of make a right. It was really tough, and honestly, like it was really cool because I was like, okay, what if I see another player out here? I even saw this forest troll or whatever the heck this was, and it made a little journal entry, so that was pretty nice. And then eventually, well, we got there. I had passed by so many player built homes and keeps on my way to this that I kind of just knew that this was what I was looking for, because it was a very uniquely shaped building. And kind of on that note, it just makes me wonder, how would this game be if it had more population, even 10K active players? Like, how many players would I have ran by on the way to this? And would this dungeon be locked down and, protected by another guild? And as I approached, obviously it slowed me down on my horse, so I just kind of kept it there, and I approached what would be an epic adventure. As I approached the dungeon, I had to take a second to just take a look at the view, It was just really good. The game has some awesome scenery and draw distance, as I've mentioned numerous times, but yeah. So, as I approached the dungeon, I was very impressed. There was a lot of stuff on the outside, and honestly, I'm not that geared, I'm not that leveled. I really don't have much going on. At best, I was gonna arrive here, and I was hoping to just kind of see a little bit before I got one shot. And then, I turned the corner on the inside here and went down the steps, and I saw, I honestly wasn't sure what I was looking at, but it looked like a horde of zombies. And the first thing I thought, like, well, I can't go in there. I probably can't handle just one of those. But then I saw what was moving a little bit different. I thought it was another NPC, but I was like, nah, that's moving kind of different. I think that might be a player. And well, here's what happened. Hello? Hey.
Hello.
Okay, so y'all are players. I'm sorry, I'm new. I don't know how I ended up over here.
All good, all good.
I was like, I think those are players, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Especially
with all my undead.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like this is a zombie place and those zombies are there, but
Yeah, this is the Necromancy Dungeon.
Nice. Yeah, I'm only like 7 hours in, so I'm like,
okay,
I want to
yeah.
see a dungeon. Yeah. If y'all don't mind, I'm gonna just tag behind y'all.
Yeah, sure.
So is this like considered a hard dungeon, or?
It's okay. It's a dungeon that you can do with 1 or 2 people. So, but it gets harder the further you go in.
Okay. Yeah, I want to do necromancy eventually, but probably
Yeah,
chose the wrong
for
race
that,
for that.
you're coming to the right place.
So do I gotta get like
If he-
certain spell books out here to learn it, or how does that work?
Yeah, there are some scrolls that drop here. If you have a spell book with you, I'm happy to scribe them for you if you find them.
Oh wow. Here, 1 second. I think I have a spell book. I don't know if that's what you need. 1 sec. Yeah, the one I have says basic spell book.
Yeah, they're all called basic spellbooks.
Okay.
But you can find scrolls, and then someone with the scribe skill can copy those scrolls into your book.
So do I just give this to you, or?
Yeah, when I don't have any scrolls with me right now, but if you find some, then I could copy those into your book. Yeah, and you would have to give me the book shortly, and then I put them in there and then hand it back.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys are doing here, but I'll just tag along if y'all don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
So I got lucky and met 2 very nice guys here. Horrible luck would have been to do this long travel, and then, which by the way was I think probably maybe 40 minutes to an hour to get this far, and then immediately run into 2 players and then get, one shot, just instantly PK'd and wasted my time. But these were some cool guys, like I said, and one of them was a necromancer. And so, yeah, we take an adventure through this dungeon, and man, it was quite impressive. A lot of zombie enemies, obviously, but I was really enticed by the necromancy that this guy was using. It's apparently very expensive, just like any kind of magic in a game. Like, it's actual, you actually use materials to use your magic, like you cast your spell. Like, a heal spell will cost this material and this material per cast, And so it has an actual economical impact, which I find very interesting. We'd adventure through the halls, and what was really cool is that apparently there is a secret room here. You have to pull one of the books on the shelf, and pulling the book on the shelf right here actually unlocked a secret entrance back this way. We would continue progressing through the dungeon, through this newly revealed secret path here, and kept taking out more and more mobs. And then something unfortunate happened. At some point during this large fight right here, our summoner was killed, and it was just me and the other guy. The other guy did have a pet war bear or whatever, so that kind of did help us, but we would kind of have to buy time, because apparently this guy has a secret skill, or a magic skill, I should say, that lets him come back. And bro came through the portal like mother effing Doctor Strange.
Okay, he should come back soon. He's reviving in front of the door.
What
There
the
he is.
hell is that?
Hello.
Oh.
Hi.
Did you just come through a freaking Doctor Strange portal? What the fuck was that?
Kinda.
Yeah, I definitely chose the wrong building class. That shit looks cool.
That's spiritism. And as a spiritist, I can travel as a ghost, basically. If I have a spirit box, these portals basically they kill you, but you can keep or revive you, but you can keep your spirit box as a spiritist. So that's why I can basically astral project with that, more or less.
That's kind of cool.
It's also very expensive and tedious
Yeah.
to level spirits.
It's super. They made it super expensive because you need books that drop in one specific dungeon or 2 specific dungeons, and they are very locked down by a specific guild.
Oh. There's the
Yeah, it's
Sandbox
terrible.
stuff I heard of.
Yeah. Okay, let me show you where the book is. Here.
Oh, that's sick. We would then find a third person for our group down here exploring as well. The two people that were helping me were in the Mystic Guild, and the third person that we found is in the Mythic Guild, which is kind of confusing, and they kind of talked about that here as well.
You guys a new guild or
I
haven't seen
Mystic
that?
has been around a long time, but we are very small.
Okay, okay.
I
haven't
get
been
confused a
playing in,
lot
like,
with
8
Mythic.
months. Unfortunately, Mythic has lots of enemies, so
Yeah,
that probably
yeah,
doesn't
I
go
know.
too well.
I get so often attacked because they think we're you.
That's funny. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
So that's your fault.
I'm the nice guy in Mythic, alright? It's not
Your
my fault.
fault.
I'm the nice guy, okay.
I was
okay.
actually wondering what your guild tabard looks like, so I can make a different one that looks very distinct. That's actually a really cool looking guild tabard.
Yeah,
that
we
looks awesome.
change ours too much, but this is our newest rendition.
We'd continue adventuring down here, getting deeper and deeper into the dungeon, and this guy even scribed the necromancy spells for me, which is awesome. We would then start making our way out of the dungeon as we were in here for quite a while, and this is when I saw yet another secret exit or entrance, if you will, where you could just walk straight through this painting, and yeah, I think that was a really cool touch. I love little tidbits, little exploration nuggets like this. We'd finally make our way out of the dungeon, and man, it felt good to be topside. I was obviously very, very carried, and honestly, I wasn't even supposed to be drawing aggro. They preferred that I actually didn't attack too much, and honestly, that was probably for the best for me to stay safe. We had a good plan. After we left the dungeon, I was going to follow the Necromancer to his town, and he was actually going to scribe a lot more stuff for my book and help get me started with necromancy. We said goodbye to the third person that we picked up, and I don't know what happened. I turned for like 1 second, and then I looked back, and I lost both of these guys. They went off in a direction that I didn't see, and I literally couldn't find them just that quick. I tried yelling for them in voice chat, but to no avail. So yeah, looks like I was just gonna be on my own and just head back to my own hometown of MK. And as I was about to set out, I spotted this cool moment just randomly in the world. I would now start heading towards the hometown, and well, I was having trouble finding my horse. It was still on my UI, so I knew it was somewhat close to me and that it, still had loyalty, had fed recently. I just couldn't find it, so I eventually figured out I needed to go where I parked it at, which was at that main entrance. So I started to make my way there, or try to get in distance for it to be called to me, because yeah, if you're at least somewhat close, your pet will come up to you if you just call for it. And on my way towards it, this happened. And there we were, another death. Luckily, there was a priest somewhat close nearby, and I just had to go and pick up my loot, and I'll have all my stuff back. Very simple, right? sigh. Yet I die again to another wolf because I died in an area that they are patrolling, and so it's just gonna start this infinite death cycle where I'm just hoping to get my loot a little bit closer, right? So I come back a third time and I try to be a little bit more smart, a little bit more vigilant about it. I had finally outsmarted those K9 bastards. I would then make my journey safely back to MK so I could link up with Deep Cheek. On my way there, I saw quite a scary creature that I knew I should avoid, a Tagmaton or something like that, and yeah, I went all the way around that. After a long ride back to town, I had finally linked back up with Deep. And he has over 4,000 hours, so who better to teach me how to duel, spar, practice my blocking and parrying, and learning all the ins and outs and the higher intricacies of Mortal Online 2 combat. This spar session did help me. Obviously, I don't feel like I'm great, like I still need to be more consistent with my blocking and everything like that. But he did help me out a lot, honestly. I think made a huge difference in increasing my efficiency, if you will. And he also discussed advanced techniques with me. And this was one of my hugest critiques with Mortal Online 2. Now, I really like when combat systems have a layer or a skill ceiling, if you will, right? It's not just based off sets or gear all the time. It's like little tech and stuff that you can do. Something that put me off of Mortal Online 2 years and years ago is the whole spin thing. And you guys probably know what I'm talking about. It's so you need to know which direction your opponent is swinging in. So if he's swinging to the left or his right, I need to block to my left and so on and so forth. I hope I said that right. But anyways, well, what players learn to do is kind of game that system and kind of create a next level mind game where mid swing, so you don't see if they're doing an overhead or left, right, or thrust, they would turn their characters back towards you and spin really fast and then release the hit in your direction. So you really have to play, it's not even a 50-50, but you have to be really quick and guess right. And this technique, while I feel is good, also is very bad for a new player and it's also immersion breaking. You're in this medieval setting and you're fighting, and then some guy is doing 360 no scope sword slices on your forehead. And it kind of breaks you out of that immersion. And I don't know, I think it's cool. I'm kind of straddling the fence here because I see the upside of it, but I also don't like it as well. And I'm very curious on what you guys think in the comments. Is this something you would like to see completely eliminated? Like your character can't really rotate while they're, tossing out an attack or feinting, or would you rather keep it as is and you like that it is that much of a skill ceiling? Let me know in the comments below. But anyways, this was a very good spar session. Tried to learn the combat, and throughout all of our sparring, I only landed one hit, and it was in our final sparring duel. And I must say, I'm getting pretty good at this, huh? Okay.
Oh, I missed.
Ah! Aw.
Whoops. Oh no, he hit me.
Yes!
I can't believe it.
The student has come not even remotely close to surpassing the master, it seems.
Good fight.
Close one. After our sparring session, we would take a trip down to the sewers of MK. And honestly, this really surprised me, or honestly, I don't think it surprised me at this point because I've seen how beautiful the world was and how well the dungeons were, but there was some good scenery down here, great lighting as always, and there was a good variety of bandit mobs and a bandit boss and a rat boss I'll be showing here shortly. And honestly, like, there was little parts like this where you kind of come outside for a second to take this bridge to the other side of the sewers where I'm just like in awe. Like, it's really done well. Most Unreal Engine 5 MMOs that I've seen, except for maybe the exception of like Ion 2 that go for more stylized art style, if you will, don't really strike me or don't really do the lighting in the scenery as well as Mortal Online 2 does, in my opinion. It just looks really good, and I can't stress this enough. Honestly, this was a good adventure. I got to use all my sparring skills and put them to the test, and it was a really good time. I even got to notice a little bit of attention to detail there is with the combat. So with the spear, you know, you kind of thrust back and then you thrust forward. Well, if your back's against a wall, well, you can't exactly thrust back and then thrust forward, right? And so it'll kind of cling off the wall, and you'll kind of notice that here.
I am allied with one of the pound for pound best guilds in the game, though. So like, if there is going to be a fight, then we definitely got good backup. Bing bong. The shaft of your spear hit the rock behind you. That was funny.
That's what I thought was happening. I was like, wait a minute, and I kept hearing the sound. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, so actually, like, if I'm standing here and I want to attack a mob, I can't right swing. You see, the wall blocks me.
That's I like that little attention to detail.
Yeah. It's cool stuff. Makes you think about your environment when you're in like a PvP fight, and like you can funnel players into specific spots where you want them, so that they're
So like as a spear user,
like at a
I'd
disadvantage.
have the advantage there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh.
Like especially if you're fighting a guy with an axe or a hammer, which has absolutely zero pierce. So if they're trying to come at you and they're trying to slash you, they're just gonna hit the wall while you hit them in the face.
We would then take on this decently fun rat boss here in the sewers. Pretty basic fight. And then, we'd head out. And then our next journey would be to go to our final dungeon, the Minotaur dungeon. And man, this is where things get epic. I told you guys, it only gets more, it only gets more better as the adventure continues. After playing the in-game lottery and losing a lot of gold, we would make a long journey towards the Minotaur dungeon. The only issue is this dungeon was locked down by a guild called Odinseed, who had their whole base of operations set up outside this and pretty much locked it down for themselves. Deep Cheek called in some favors and we were given a pass. We would approach their town, but they were actually at war with another guild who was attacking their town. We kind of had to wait for that to kind of calm down before we entered the city. And this is all player made, mind you, which is really, really cool. And after some introductions, we started making our way uphill towards this dungeon. And honestly, it was so epic. This was the first time I was around a lot of players with a goal in mind. And there was also the threat of PvP. So this was a really good time. And I was really looking forward to what would come next. After a decently long, treacherous climb, us and the rest of the group would arrive at the front of the Minotaur dungeon. And man, was I impressed. Just from the outside, I could tell that we were in for quite an adventure. And honestly, the outside, it really doesn't do it justice. And I cannot wait for you guys to see what's to come. As we entered the Minotaur dungeon, there was, of course, Minotaurs. And I want to give a huge shout out to Odinseed, the guild who escorted us, protected us, and gave us an opportunity to see this. As with my amount of hours in the game, I was very far off from being able to adventure into this alone. So really wanted to give them a huge shout out. And this dungeon, My goodness, was it beautiful. There's going to be a lot of times in here where the lighting probably won't show well in the video, and I'll try to brighten it up a little bit, but man, did it look and feel good and very immersive. As we explored this dungeon, I was just so impressed once again with the level design, the dungeon design, the tall ceilings, the visuals, the lightings, everything. It just made me realize how underappreciated Mortal Online 2 goes from a design or a world visual perspective, you know? It just made me imagine like the PvP fights that have happened and can happen down here, and like, what if this game had more population? What if more people gave it a chance? What if it cleaned up a couple of things, especially one of those things being the new player experience? What is the potential here? As we delve deeper and deeper, honestly, things just kept looking better and better. And our goal was to find the Minotaur boss. And man, it would seem as we were getting closer and closer that maybe another group had been down here recently, because you see the boss was down. We would have to wait about, I want to say it was like 30 minutes from the time that we got there. And in the meantime, while waiting, we did some group v group sparring while also trying to, keep some scouts out and about to make sure that we're not ambushed or third partied in the middle of our spar session. And yeah, eventually the boss became available.
Here we go.
Okay, mages to the middle. Footies just stay against the wall for now.
We had one guy tank while getting a lot of heals, and this boss had an interesting mechanic where he goes into a specific phase and he will actually heal if you damage him during that phase. So it was very important to be on comms and make sure that you're calling out, hey, stop DPS and stop DPS. And so it was a pretty decent fight. We had more than enough people to, handle this fight. The fight's a lot more interesting, I'm told, with, like 5 people or so. But nonetheless, I'm actually glad I got to see the fight. I would then get to loot him, and it's really cool, but he drops his axe. Now, the axe is too, clumsy or too huge for you to wield, but you can craft an item out of it, like craft his weapon out of it, which I love when games do that kind of mechanic, dropping the materials rather than straight dropping the weapon. After looting the boss, it would now be time for us to exit. And everything went smooth. Totally nothing bad happened. It was a clean getaway.
Yeah, in a game like this, Nyce, dodging fights is a very common occurrence. Some people are just career-long dodgers.
Whole group in front of us, whole mythic group, 20, 25. Run back, kill this minnow, they're just up here.
Yeah, okay.
All right, here we go.
Let's back up, let's back up, let's back up. Let's just back up to the bridge. Yes.
He's pushing into us now.
Back up, hit Ellie on the front. Ellie on the top. I'm gonna hit into them. Get ready, boys. Hit the guys on us. Sir Roman, hold the line here. Hold the line here. Keep pulling back in your pets. Hit these guys coming in. Kill the divers. Mages, keep getting space.
On Zachary.
Yeah. Horses. Keep hitting. Hit the mages.
Inside of us.
Yep. Hold on, Sam. Kill him. Zachary's about half. He's falling back.
Nice. Okay. Let's hold the front line. Keep holding the front line. I'm getting go here. Again? Yeah.
No, Nyce. No.
No, Nyce.
Kill Zachary.
Yeah. I'm on the back.
Keep front to back.
Yeah. Keep fronting back. Let's get overextended to targets here. Look at YC hard.
Pipless is one.
YC hard is overextended. Get across the line. YC hard coming out low, boys. Guys, reset here. Get Sam. Full health. If you need help, come back. Yeah, I got you.
Discuss the MMOR.
Sir Roman, get back. I'm on Killery. Killery hit for a billion. Okay, keep backing up to the bridge. Mages, don't get too close. Look at Disgust in our backline. YC hit hard.
I'm trying to heal you. Come back.
Nice, I potted. Hold this bridge. If you have a tower, shoot next to the bridge. Hit people up. YC hit hard in the front. Okay, hold this bridge, boys. Come back. Guys, you're too far forward. Get back. Yeah. I have a big hammer. I'm gonna get big damage here. Keep healing our guys. I need to get back. I'm one. I'm dead. It's okay. Just keep on. I'm gonna ping.
Oh, no, we need some heals here.
Who's diving?
He's
All the divers to just front to back.
Pour in him. Looking for in him, boys.
I need the Alchemists to push with the tower shields.
Keep asking back on the bridge.
They're doing the full push. Can we put down Miasma?
Knock one of their mages off. I knocked the footy off.
Nice. It's okay, boys. Just fight to the end. We're gonna regroup and go to the front and push. I'm getting my own way. Good try, boys. Good try.
Sorry.
Just keep surviving, boys, if you can. String them out. I'm pinging. We're gonna get more people going. There's like way more. It's all good. That's what happens. Yeah, we recovered there.
They have a Spiritus banish here.
That's fine.
If you hit priest, it'll take you out to the character.
Okay, everybody that's still alive. Who's the Dex Mages that's alive? BK and Vocal?
Yeah, not
Try
to stay alive.
A lot of us would end up going down, but also a lot of us survived, including myself, surprisingly. I managed to retreat. You seen I almost went down, but I limped around the corner, bandaged up, and was able to retreat deeper into the dungeon. And then I think we've regathered our forces to fight them later and take them out. Yeah, I obviously wasn't super useful in that fight as a, fledgling and a new player and whatever, but it was very fun, very epic to be a part of. And after we left this dungeon, we would be in town where one of their stragglers would be there, and I thought this was a funny interaction. On guard!
Whoa, calm down, Jamal. Don't pull out the 9.
I don't know how to fight with a two-handed axe. You're so lucky, dude. You're so lucky I don't have a sword right now. You can go, dude. It's not worth the trouble. Just go. Oh, block up. Okay. He's gonna go kill our horses, probably.
Got him in a knee.
Nice shot. Nice shot. You literally hit him once with that, but you gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Got him.
Let me finish him.
Got my fledgling, dude. You almost got my fledgling.
He kept shooting me, dude. That's unfair.
Get him quick.
It is unfair.
There you go. You got your first kill, dude. First kill.
And this will conclude today's adventure in Mortal Online 2. This felt like a very fun journey. The social sandbox elements is something this game has perfected. The world is beautiful and immersive, and the community very welcoming. The game, however, does have a lot of flaws and deserve criticism. I feel they need to further enhance the new player experience and kind of adjust the character creator stat harshness to allow for more custom builds. The combat is quite a learning curve, but does what it's intended to do. I also wish non-mounted archery wasn't such a meme. I truly feel this game deserves more players and only gets better the higher the population will get. The footage you see in the background is for an upcoming expansion to Mortal Online 2, which will be an NA server/continent, which is a cool concept. Currently, the entire game is one EU mega server, so this will hopefully boost population. My last criticism is the monetization model. I feel the developers should adjust to the market. As fun as the game is, a $40 box cost plus sub fee is quite the barrier of entry these days, especially if you check the Steam charts before you buy. I think lowering that box cost by at least half will help boost the population and give consumers less risk to try. But that's just my thoughts. Comment below your favorite part of the adventure and if you'll be considering Mortal Online 2. I truly had fun with this one. If you liked the video, please click the like button as it helps others to find it, and if you haven't done so, now's a good time to subscribe. Thank you to all of our YouTube and Patreon members here on screen. If you would like to help support the channel, becoming a YouTube channel member is a great and consistent way to do so. Thank you so much for watching. It's been nice.
Like and subscribe to Nyce Gaming.